Anyway, and I don't want to, well, maybe choose my words. I was just thanking, anyway. But I just, look, I mean, Putin's kleptocracy, yeah. It was in January, after being elected, the late January, early February. He said, it's not, we lead, not just, well, I won't go into it.
Meanwhile.
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now, he's cogent. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically, because he's been around for 50 years. And, you know, I don't know if people knew this or not, Biden used to be a hothead. Sometimes that Irishman would get in front of the reasoning. Sometimes he would say things he didn't want to say. This is, and I don't really, you know what, I don't really care. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it. And you.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about MSDNC, okay, because MSNBC has become full-blown state television, okay? It is state TV, okay? And on state TV, they are running propaganda to try to tell the American people, don't believe your eyes, okay? Because they're upset that the American people trust Trump more when it comes to his cognitive abilities rather than Joe Biden, okay? The polls have consistently shown that the American people believe that Biden is too old to be president. And the main reason is because he has shown time and time and time again that he is struggling upstairs, okay? He's just not where he needs to be mentally in order to be president of the United States. And you have Joe Scarborough of MSNBC coming out here and basically lying to the American people, just flat out lying and saying that he thinks that Joe Biden is in the best shape that he's ever been mentally, when clearly and obviously that's simply not the case, okay? The desperation is incredible. It really is. These people will lie to your face. They will piss on your leg and tell you that it's raining, okay? No, Biden's not experiencing any cognitive issues. No. Actually, Biden is in the best mental state he's ever been in. Ever, right? Ever. Okay? His whole career. Well, that's clearly and obviously not the case, okay? Even the DOJ reported that, hey, this guy Biden's struggling, right? He's struggling so much that we don't even think that he can stand trial, right? Again, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So with that being said, the mainstream liberal media and their defense of Joe Biden, I think, is going to get Joe Biden in some trouble, okay? Because they are now pushing for Joe Biden to debate Trump, right? They want Joe Biden to debate Trump so that Joe Biden can show how much better off he is than Trump when it comes to his mental capabilities, which we all know that if Trump actually debated Biden, that it would be an absolute bloodbath, okay? Biden would get destroyed, okay? But despite this reality, despite what everybody knows, MSNBC and their delusion, they are basically saying that if Biden was to debate Trump, that Biden would actually destroy Trump, right? Again, this is absolutely hilarious because this tells you how desperate the liberal media is. They're so desperate that they're going to push Biden into doing this debate with Trump, and it's going to be a disaster. So let's get into this.
We talk about the Trump and Biden comparison. I just want to keep everybody on the apples to apples comparison.
Yeah.
You read that New Yorker article.
There's never a moment where Joe Biden says, he's running against George W. Bush.
Right.
Or running against... It's like the president... Trump almost every day, literally almost every day, forgets that he's running against Biden versus Obama. Almost every day.
Okay, so here's the thing. Trump has already explained that when he talks about Obama, he talks about Obama controlling Biden, right? Because we are in Obama's third term. Okay, everybody knows that Biden's not running anything, evidenced by his mental state that he's not running anything. We believe that Obama's pulling the strings, okay? And Trump has explained time and time again that's what he means. But it doesn't matter what Trump says, right? They're going to try to say that, Trump is confusing Biden and Obama. But regardless, Trump talks all day, every day, okay? Trump is giving campaign speech after campaign speech after campaign speech. Of course, every now and then, you're going to slip up, right? You're going to make a mistake. But if you ever listen to Trump talk, he talks literally for hours, okay? And he's able to recall a bunch of stories, and he's not using a teleprompter. Now, Biden, on the other hand, he can't talk without a teleprompter. He can't speak without making some type of mistake. Even when he has a card right in front of him telling him what to say, he can't even get Gaza and Ukraine correct in regards to who we're dropping humanitarian aid to.
In the coming days, we're going to join with our friends in Jordan and others in providing airdrops of additional food and supplies into Ukraine, and seek to continue to open up other avenues into Ukraine, including the possibility of a Marine corridor to deliver large amounts of humanitarian assistance.
Meanwhile, you have the mainstream liberal media quite literally making things up about Trump having mental difficulties. Like, for example, at CPAC, when Trump was giving a speech and he was addressing Mercedes Slapp, who was in the audience, the mainstream liberal media tried to say that, Trump was actually talking about his wife. Melania Trump tried to say that Trump got his wife's name wrong when that just simply wasn't the case. Okay, they clipped the speech out of context to try to make it seem like Trump was talking about Melania when he actually really wasn't. Again, this is the type of deceptive propaganda that the media engages in, because they really don't have that many instances of Trump having the same type of mental moments that Joe Biden is having. Okay, so now they're out here desperately trying to run propaganda to try to make it seem like Trump and Biden are the same when it comes to this issue. And that's just simply not the case. And American people can see through it.
You see some video where Trump makes that mistake, and Biden, who's supposedly the senile one, you never see that happen. And again,
look at the delusion, bruh. This guy is literally trying to paint a picture for the audience that, no, you don't understand. All the slip-ups that Biden makes, no, that's actually Trump. You see that all the time from Trump. You never see that from Biden. When again, this guy did a national press conference in which he got the president of Egypt and Mexico mixed up. He also has been talking about meeting with dead European leaders, doing speeches, right? This is what he's saying. He doesn't know where his son died, okay? He keeps saying his son died in Iraq. He doesn't even know when his son died. But according to mainstream liberal media, you never see Biden make these type of slip-ups. Again, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. These people are delusional. I think that this guy probably has just as many issues as Joe Biden, because you have to, in order to come on national television and to say something like this. Either that, or you're just a liar. You're a propagandist. You have no shame. I think it's both. I think it's both when it comes to this guy and this whole network.
Is Joe Biden the perfect candidate? Look, we all acknowledge he's not. But it is the case. He has the presence of mind to know who he's running against. And that's a good apples-to-apples comparison.
And not only that, he knows who the Speaker of the House is.
And a lot of other things.
He doesn't go, Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki. Nikki Haley. He doesn't do that. And I will tell you something else. Apples to apples. And I'm dead serious. It's a damn shame that Donald Trump won't submit to this because he's such a coward when it comes to politics. But it would be great to have Joe Biden right there, Donald Trump right there, around any table, and say there's no shouting, there's no this, there's no insults. We're going to ask you about policy, and actually have them talk about, because Joe Biden, like I said, can take you around the world 100 times. You ask him what's happening in Sudan, he's going to take you through it and what the United States should do, what his administration's doing. You ask him about what's happening in Ukraine, he's going to give you about 5 different angles looking at it. I'm serious. Donald Trump, he'll tell you, I would end the war tomorrow. And that's a crazy thing that is so maddening. When it comes to issues, Donald Trump has never known them, Claire. Not like the senators, the Republican senators that said he knows nothing. They say that because he's never made it his business to understand anything. There is no comparison between Donald Trump and Joe Biden when it comes to knowing the facts you need to know to be president of the United States. None.
Wow. Amazing stuff. Is that why Trump's foreign policy is so much better than Biden's? Right? Is that why we had peace under Trump? Because he doesn't know anything, right? If knowing nothing about foreign policy means peace, then I guess that's a good thing, right? Again, this is the same line of attack that Nikki Haley tried to use against Vivek Ramaswamy. Tried to say, well, you know nothing about foreign policy, okay? While at the same time, Nikki Haley not being able to name the 3 regions in Ukraine that she potentially wants American troops to go fight and die for, right? Again, it's amazing how this works. The people that know so much about foreign policy seem to always want to drag us into a war, right? And the people that don't know anything, even though they clearly know a lot more than these people do, oh, well, you know, it just so happens they want peace. Again, it's amazing how that works. But again, this guy is delusional. You're delusional. If you think that Biden could have a debate with Trump and actually beat Trump in a debate, right? But to act like Trump is in the same mental state as Joe Biden, you have to be on drugs, okay? I mean, Joe Scarborough is smoking at Hunter Biden. There's no doubt in my mind he has to be in order to make this type of claim. But again, you know, hey, I hope it happens, right? I hope the debate happens because it will expose Joe Biden, okay? Joe Biden on a national stage debating against Trump is going to be a disaster. That's why the White House already is avoiding questions about whether or not Joe Biden is going to debate Trump. Take a look.
All right, jumping in here with the Fox News Alert, let's go to the White House. Peter Doocy asking the press secretary some questions. Let's listen in.
It's a debate for the 2024 presidential election.
I'm not asking what argument he is going to make at a debate. I'm just asking.
It's not an argument. We're not talking about arguments. You're talking about his attendance.
You get a
need
lot
to talk
of
to the
questions in
campaign.
here about these polls concerning the president's age and his acuity. Do you think that it is going to quiet concerns about the president's age and acuity if he decides not to debate?
What I can say about that is not talking about the debate. That's something for the campaign to speak to. Not going to speak about that. To your question about age, I think I sort of answered that. I mean, you know, you're going to see the State of the Union tomorrow. You're going to hear the president lay out his plans. You're going to hear a president who has had a successful 3 years of progress. Still a lot more work to be done, but a progress nonetheless, and how he's going to build on that. Bless you. Did you say something? Well, you know, some fun here on Wednesday afternoon, but he wouldn't have been able to get. It's all seriousness. You know, you saw the graphics behind me. You saw what the president has been able to do. 14.8 million jobs, unemployment under 4%, continuing to find ways to lower costs. We saw that when he made the.
A few moments later.
This is what the president's been able to do. And guess what? That's because of his experience.
And so just for clarity, it's possible that there will be no Joe Biden, Donald Trump debates.
Is that what you're excited about? Is that what you want to see? Because you keep asking me. You've asked me about 3, 4, 5 different times in different ways, and I've said.
What would President Biden do in a debate? I'm not asking a question about a specific debate. I'm just asking how would he do in a debate? I know it's been 4 years since he's done.
You literally saw just last year, back in January 2023, at the last State of the Union, take on Republicans during giving a major speech. He took them on as they were heckling him. He took them on. and said he was going to fight for programs, essentially said he was fighting for programs that the American people needed. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. He stood there and fought for the American people. I mean, that was pretty impressive. Some of you all reported on that. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Go ahead, Phil, in the back.
Thank you. Victoria Nuland, the third
All right, there. So the press secretary refusing to talk too much about the potential of Joe Biden doing a debate. He is not committed to doing one.
And I don't think that we're going to see him do one. Okay, because like I told you guys, Biden's campaign for president will come to an end immediately if Biden gets on a national debate stage and has a Mitch McConnell-like moment, okay, in which he has a massive brain freeze, okay, or he makes some colossal mistake, or it becomes clear and obvious that he is struggling, okay, to articulate his ideas in a coherent manner, it's going to be over, right? Because he's not going to be able to hide. All the cameras are going to be on him, okay? Who knows? The liberal media might, put in commercial breaks or something like that, right? When Biden starts struggling, they might say, and we got to go to a commercial break, right? This is what they'll do, okay? For the first time in history, they'll put commercial breaks in between a person's answers when they start struggling, right? That's what they'll do. They'll do something like that if he actually does choose to debate. But I don't think he's going to, because if he chooses to debate, he's not going to have anywhere to hide. He's not. His handlers are not going to be able to come on stage and to finish answering his questions. They're not going to be able to just, stop everything in that moment. No. Biden on stage with Trump for 2 or 3 hours straight, answering questions, debating, bruh, it's going to be abuse, right? It's going to be like elder abuse, okay? I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. That's why the White House is non-committal. And that's why I think it's laughable that you have MSNBC running this type of just clear, obvious propaganda to try to convince the American people that, oh, no, you don't understand. Biden is actually as sharp as he's ever been, right? You don't understand. He's the sharpest he's ever been. Well, is that why the White House is actively avoiding answering questions about whether or not he's going to debate Trump? Because Biden's the sharpest he's ever been? And Biden's the sharpest that he's ever been, then you would think they'd be more than ready, more than willing to debate Trump. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's going to happen. I think ultimately they're going to use the excuse of Trump not participating in the GOP primary debates. They're going to say, well, Trump didn't debate during the GOP primary, so we don't feel like we need to debate during the general election. That's what they'll say, even though Trump didn't debate because he was up so much. He was like, well, there's no point in debating because I already won the primary, which he did. He was right. He didn't need to debate. The debates didn't really do anything for him. But I do think that a general election debate would severely hurt Joe Biden. And that's why I think that ultimately he's not going to do it. I mean, Biden would be lucky to get through his State of the Union address without having some major Mitch McConnell type of moment happen that could ruin his campaign for re-election. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.